All right, everybody, settle down, kick back, get your notepads out, your journals, and your pluma and loop lapis, and let's go. Without further ado, everybody, can we give a warm welcome to Regional Vice President from Southern California? He's one of the greatest guys, great trainer. Without further ado, can we give a warm welcome to the one and only Mr. Dean Tarrolly?
What is up, Mr. Thomas? Good morning, everybody. Hope you guys are
Good
doing well.
morning.
Nice recap, by the way. I'm glad to see that there were some people taking notes. I mean, I think it's crazy to try to commit this thing to memory. I mean, the idea here is to have notes for you to go back and look at them after we've trained it a few times, and then to be able to have it as a resource to train your team. I mean, that's pretty simple stuff, I think. And why people try to commit this thing to memory, just it's crazy to me. But you know what? People do what they're going to do, and that was a big boy. I could do a month's worth of training on that. People are going to do what they're going to do, and one of the reasons I think that Mr. Thomas has had such a successful business over the course of a long period of time is and again, I don't want to speak for him, but this is something that I recognize is it is very difficult to want something more for someone than they want it for themselves. And you can, but if you do more for a person than they're willing to do for themselves, right? Now, look, in the beginning, that just might be a little bit of a belief issue. Like somebody doesn't have enough belief, but they need you to be there for them. That's okay, but that can't happen for too long of a period of time, because then you're actually crippling that person. You are not allowing them to fall down and get back up and grow and mature in our business or in any part of life. Probably, in fact, if you have kids, you know that that's true. And I respect that with Mr. Thomas. The thing that I'll tell all of you, let's say for whatever reason you chose not to participate in this call next month or tomorrow, or when I come on, in a year or two, whenever he has me back. It's not going to stop the call, and it's not going to stop the business, right? And I always think it's better to be wanted than needed, right? The old saying is, if you need them, you can't lead them, right? And that's really true. So you have to be willing to go maybe someplace where somebody's not willing to go, and do what somebody's not willing to do. And Mr. Thomas has done that over the course of a long period of time. And look what's happened. He's built a daily call with people in and outside of his organization. And it's really remarkable, So when a leader crosses your path, here's what's crazy, you guys. Ready? Here's what's crazy. And I'm going to get us on track and on time for what I'm going to talk about today. But I want you guys to sit back and think about something for a second. I really want you to think about this. Al Thomas, Senior Vice President, is in someone's team. Someone overrides Al Thomas and his organization, and his goodwill and his heart and his character and what he and his servant leadership and all that stuff. That blows my mind. One of my mentors, Mike Basutti, broke every record in the company. Someone overrides his business. That'd be Efren Tejada. Efren Tejada has an upline that overrides his business. That's Jeff Weber. I mean, you guys, and they're out there. They are out there. And this is actually going to tie into what I'm going to go over with you guys today. So, Mr. Thomas, as I always say, very thankful for you, your friendship, the time that we've had, conversations that we've had, the messages that you send me after many of these Zooms, the messages that you send. I do not take those messages for granted. I am extremely grateful, and to make an impression on someone who has mentored you is always it's really rewarding. You feel like you want to give something back to people that they can use. So I don't take that part lightly. You guys know I've had some very direct, maybe some hard conversations. I got a lot of calls and texts and messages from last week's call, going over the nine messaging items. And I know that you guys covered them. I'm going to say them really fast in a second, but I want to talk about this month so far. Okay, I'm going to talk about this month. One of the things I promised you guys is at the beginning of the month, I was going to talk at least 2 or 3 times in every call about the trainings that are coming up, about the national training in Orlando and about Lake Tahoe, which I heard Mr. Thomas mention, by the way. He's been there. Okay, let me tell you guys something. Oh, I have so many things in my head right now. Okay. Opportunity is inconvenient. You've heard me say this before. Opportunity is inconvenient. You will be inconvenienced in your run to whatever position you want in this company. You will be inconvenienced in your run to whatever position you want in this company. And the bigger your goals, the bigger the dream, the bigger the position, you should expect the more inconvenience, right? You guys, going to the gym is inconvenient. Even if you have a gym in your condo, you have a gym in your apartment complex, and all you need to do is walk downstairs. Well, guess what? You have to stop your day, or you have to plan that day out. But you know what's more inconvenient? You know what's more inconvenient? Having to take time to out of your schedule to go to the doctor again. That's more inconvenient. So I just want you to know that if you are inconvenienced in your ACN business, if your schedule is being disrupted a little bit, you're onto something big. If your schedule is not being disrupted by what it is that you're doing part-time on the side, I'm letting you know that you may not be doing a lot. You might be thinking about it a lot, but you may not be doing a lot. Does that make sense to everybody? I hope it does. This month, here's what we've covered, you guys. So here goes. The first week, we talked about being the best version of yourself. And in doing that, we talked about 3 parts: your process, what's your result, and what are your goals. The second thing we talked about in the second week, I talked about the invitation process. And that was an important conversation because that was just getting everybody back in the framework of understanding how simple the invitation process actually is, to not complicate a simple thing. And then obviously last week was what is the messaging you're giving yourself, which is ultimately the most important messaging that there is, because guess who's the first person you're going to talk to every day? You, right? I mean, hopefully you say your prayers or whatever it is that you do to start your day, and then it's you. And the messaging that Mr. Thomas went over, and I'm just going to say them really fast just so I know that you guys have them. Number 1, I'm capable. Number 2, I'm worthy. Number 3, I'm deserving. Number 4, I'm a student. Number 5, I'm a teacher. Number 6, I'm a participant. Number 7, I'm a servant leader. Number 8, I'm resourceful. And number 9, I'm an RC, RD, RVP, SVP, right? So the question is, and what I ended with was, who are you being? And that's something I got directly from one of my mentors, Senior Vice President Efren Tejada. Who are you being? Are you being someone that you guys, now look, Al, can I just cut deep quick? Okay, cool. I know for a fact that some of you now are on this call and your business is no further along than it was last week. It's fact. And right now, some of you are going, well, Dean, you don't understand. You don't understand the week that I had. You don't understand this. You don't understand the kids, my husband, my wife, my work, my doctor, my whatever. So one of the things that the people on my team know is 3 words that I'm extremely passionate about. The 3 words are in spite of. You know, in spite of this, in spite of that, in spite of my schedule, in spite of the economy, in spite of the presidential election, in spite of this, in spite of this, in spite of this. Oh, Christine had a new IBO this week as well. Yeah, she's doing really good. Christine's got some stuff going on. So in spite of your circumstances, right? So here's what I found. I found that this is okay. Here's what I found. People, you guys, please get this. If you can stop what you're doing and really hear what I'm about to say, I mean, if you're driving, please be careful, but really hear this. When your business is not operating in a way that you want it to operate, I'm telling you that one of the things that happens in our human nature is we create the thing that creates the justification as to why we're not doing things. So let me say that again. When we are not doing what we want and know, and we know we are capable of doing in our business, and we are not taking the action, we create the excuse, we create the justification as to why, oh, you don't understand, I have more than one business. You don't understand, I have more than one event to go to. You don't understand, I have more. You got to understand. Can I tell you something? We understand. We understand. And my response to that is, in spite of all of those things, what did you do to advance your business? Why does Al freaking say it at the end of every one of these calls? What did you do to move your business forward? I remember when we started saying that, right? And if the answer week over week is I'm not doing anything to move my business forward, and the proof is because my business has not moved forward, you need to reevaluate. Now, you guys have heard me say this a million times. If you are at the goal, if you have reached the goal of what you want to accomplish in ACN, and you are on this call, I will be the first one to congratulate you. I will hug you. I'll pat you on the back. I'll high five. You wanted to go ETL. You wanted to make that first $700 bonus. You wanted to get your first business partner, and that's all your goal was in ACN. I will be the first one in line to high five you and congratulate you, and I will not be making fun of it. I will be truthfully telling you, congratulations on hitting your goal. But do not come onto this freaking call every single day and talk about your goals are to go regional vice president, senior vice president. Your goal is to make the kind of money that you can give to who you want, donate where you want, tithe where you want, provide for your family where you want, to have the lifestyle that you want, get out of debt the way that you want, travel the world the way that you want, get the car that you want because you're helping other people get their dream car, all those different things that you want. Please do not come on here and look, you can fool me. You can fool Al, but you cannot fool you. And you already know. You already know. So why would I be talking to you guys like this? Because it's time to pay. It's time to pay. What do I mean by that? Oh, Al, this could be, I don't know, man. I don't know. So, you guys, let me give you a philosophy before I go into some more of my notes here. And you can write this down. You get rewarded in public for the work you do in private. What does that mean? You know, there's two people on the team right now. Well, there's a bunch. So I'm not trying to. I've spent quite a bit of time working with Christine Blitz, and I've spent quite a bit of time working with Ray Caldwell. A lot of phone time with Greg Williamson, and there are people, you guys. These are people, and I'm just picking out three. These are people that are putting in some significant time, effort, and energy. And I know it because I'm the one taking their phone calls. I'm the one doing their meetings. I'm the here, you guys check this out. They are piling up daily activities, and one of them, if not more of them, they're piling up daily activities, and one or more of those activities are going to strike oil. That's how this works. That's how this works. So you guys know the old saying, do not get upset with the money you're not making from the work you're not doing. Like, be honest, right? How difficult is it? I mean, I heard Mr. Thomas at the beginning of this call, man. He's going through who's done this, who's done that, who's done this, and he said, who got a new rep or who did a presentation, and like the two people. I mean, how is that even? How is that possible? How's that possible with 65 people on this call? Right? You guys understand that if we were actually a business and we were all employed and that was the conversation that would happen, who agrees with me there'd be some firings going on, yes or no? Right? There'd be, Victor's the first one I saw to nod his head. Like, there would be firings going on. Wait, you didn't do any calls, you didn't do any presentations, you didn't sign up any customers. What are you doing here? Like, what are you doing here? And I want you guys, I'm encouraging you guys as independent business owners to look at your businesses that way. So, but there's such a big upside. I mean, you guys know, even when I come at stuff like this, you know that for me, the glass there's my boss, my young boss. Antonia was working this morning and she's just getting back. Hey, love. Hi. Okay, thank you so much. So it's my reason why. So anyway, let me ask you guys this. And I don't care what your answer is, because your answer is going to be your answer. All I care about is that you're honest. Would you have wanted to hire you this week based on what you did? Would you have wanted to hire you based on what you did this week? Notice I didn't even say the results, just the activity, right? That's a really telling question. And that's a really important thing to think about for a minute. So, as I was saying before, my kid walked up right on cue talking about being positive and optimistic and glass half full, which is ultimately, for those of you who know me, that is my nature. But I'm not going to be that person and skim over the things that need to be addressed if we are in fact going to move your business forward, which was what Mr. Thomas talks about every day on this call. And if that is in fact the case, then we do need to do things to move your business forward. So, yes, love. Yes, when will you be back? Fine, hour, 90 minutes. Okay. By the way, welcome to the world of a live training. Okay. So, you guys, here's what I know about ACN. Okay. Here's what I know about this opportunity. Right? Let's talk about it. I believe, and I know Mr. Thomas feels the exact same way, and you can take these notes, that this is an extraordinary opportunity. This is an extraordinary opportunity. And it has extraordinary rewards. And it can provide an extraordinary lifestyle. Let's talk about those three things. An extraordinary opportunity with extraordinary rewards and an extraordinary lifestyle. So, extraordinary. Extraordinary. That's what it is. The word extra, ordinary. Okay? More than normal. An extraordinary opportunity. So, you guys ever hear that when people start their like a new job, and people are excited? They get a job. And by the way, I'm not knocking a job. You guys know how I feel about it. Do what you need to do to keep the boat afloat while you're building your ACN business. The old Jim Rohn thing: work full time at your job, work part time on your fortune. I'm all about that. But you know, when people get a new job and they're like, "Oh, it's extraordinary. It's so great. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I got a job. I got hired. Da, da, da. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I get this responsibility. I'm making a little more money. I got the corner office," right? You guys know what I'm talking about, yes or no? On a job, right? And we're happy for that. How long does that conversation take place like that? How long does that last? A week? Month? Rarely do people find themselves in a job situation where they're feeling that way about their job, I think longer than 6 months. Now, some people may really luck out and they found their thing, and it's like it's challenging and it's financially rewarding, and they're serving a community, they're serving their company, they have upward mobility, they have all those kind of things. I think those are rare, right? You know, parenthetically, the second is extraordinary rewards. I don't know that traditional jobs and businesses provide extraordinary rewards. I think they provide rewards that we are accustomed to, and maybe with a little extra sugar and spice on it could be kind of appealing. But are they extraordinary? Are they extraordinary? I don't know. I don't think so. lifestyle. Are they, you guys, do you agree fighting traffic to and from work, racing home and all that, and not having time being on your side and someone else owning your time, that does not create an extraordinary lifestyle? Do you guys agree with that? Yes or no? I didn't say it can't be a good lifestyle. I can't say it can't be a fulfilling lifestyle. I said an extraordinary lifestyle. Okay, so let's talk about this. Extraordinary opportunity, extraordinary rewards, extraordinary lifestyle are all things that are available in ACN. Do you guys agree with that so far? Okay, there's Mr. Thomas, and we know that's for sure for him. So an extraordinary opportunity, extraordinary rewards, and extraordinary lifestyle requires what? What does that require? Here goes. Write them down if you want to. Pay attention if you want to. Don't pay attention if you don't want to. You guys, I would say if you're not paying attention, I don't know why you're on. I'm just telling you. If you're, that's just my take. So extraordinary opportunity, extraordinary rewards, and extraordinary lifestyle requires what? Here goes. Extraordinary belief. Extraordinary belief. It requires extraordinary work ethic. It requires extraordinary resilience. It requires extraordinary vision. It requires extraordinary stick-to-itiveness. It requires extraordinary commitment. So for those of you writing, don't worry, I'm going to say them again. The first part of it was ACN provides and is an extraordinary opportunity with extraordinary rewards that can provide an extraordinary lifestyle. What does that require on our part? Extraordinary belief, extraordinary work ethic, extraordinary resilience, extraordinary vision, extraordinary stick-to-itiveness, and extraordinary commitment. Did you notice that something was absent? Did you notice that something was absent? And I wouldn't imagine anybody would notice that it was absent, but you're going to in a second. So extraordinary belief, work ethic, resilience, vision, stick-to-itiveness, and commitment. Okay, guess what's absent? Ready? Let me know if you want to hear it. Do you want to hear what's absent? Talent. You do not have to have extraordinary talent. You need to follow a system, listen to the leaders, and apply those other things. And you will win. That is my opinion. You will win. You guys, everyone can do this. Everyone can do this. Now, did I say that talent is not important? See, here's what happens when you talk about talent. Talent gets revealed when people have a set of skills. And you get really good at a few skills. You get really good at a few skills. Watch what happens to your business, which is one of the reasons Al does this call. So you guys, this window of time that we have coming up, Orlando, October 21st and 22nd. Be safe. You too. Let me know when you get there. Let me know when you get there. Thank you. 17 going on 31. Give me a freaking break, man. Driving my car, going hiking. Anyway, talent is not required, but talent can be developed. What's one of the main ways you develop talent? Well, first of all, do something daily. Second of all, put yourself in an environment where there are leaders who will teach and train you on how to do this business. And let me tell you why. Okay, look, you guys, Al Thomas was talking about places that he's going to do trainings. He's got a couple of events coming up. What, Tennessee? I think I heard Carolinas or whatever. He's traveling around. He's doing trainings. So we have two massively important events that are coming up, and they are back to back. And it's never happened like this. It's never happened that our national and our Tahoe leadership happened within 3 weeks of each other. It's never happened before. So here's what happens. Let me give you the mentality of people. Ready? I know some people are really excited. That's awesome. Here goes, you guys. Check it out. You guys, focus on the screen. I'm talking to you. I'm literally talking to you. Here's the deal. There are people that are going to say this. I got to do one or the other. There's no, like, it's a lot of traveling. It's a lot of stuff in a short period of time, right? People are going to say that. And then you're going to have people that say this, and they're going to listen to what I'm telling you. So freaking listen up. The national is the big picture. It is the scope of the company. It is the vision of the company. It is seeing the co-founders. It is hearing from the Al Thomases from around the world at the national training. It's getting trained by the people who run the partner companies. It's a Friday. It's a Saturday. Everybody arrives on Friday. It's a Saturday and a Sunday. And you get the big picture. There's going to be 4,000 or 5,000 people at this event. And then 2.5 weeks after that, there is going to be a leadership training in Lake Tahoe that Mr. Thomas has attended. Many of you have attended. And it is not like a national. It is locker room. It is round tables. It is role playing. It is the questions and answers. It's all the stuff that can't be trained at the national. And I'm letting you know, we already know, I've talked to Mike Basutti, the event is selling out. Tony Kupas is going to be there. Larry Raskin is going to be there. Myself, Jeff Weber, Ryan Ruiz, Efren Tejada, Jocelyn Driscoll, Kerry Roeder, people who are in Al's circle, they're going to be there. And Mr. Thomas, I'm going to be begging. I'm publicly saying, I'm going to be begging you to show up. I have no problem begging. Listen, I'm not above it. I'm not above it. I'm not above it. Regional Vice President. I got stuff to learn from you. I'm not above it. Here's my point. People will find a reason or they will find an excuse. And that's everything in ACN. That's it. That's life. People will find a reason or they will find an excuse. And you get to choose. So I want to make sure that you guys have this, because I know I have 1 week with you guys, and then you guys are done with me. So let me go ahead and bring this up just so you have it. You can screenshot it, and then I have something to end with before we wrap up. You guys, I'm telling you right now, the national big picture. 2.5 weeks after the national, we're in Tahoe for 48 hours. And it is going to take and elevate everybody's business to the next level, because there's going to be all the announcements from the national, and then you're going to get the leadership. You're going to get the hands-on leadership training that we can't train at a national. It's just not possible. They can't do that with that many people. So I hope you guys screenshotted this. I'm going to leave it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So why would I tell you guys this? Why would I promote this? Because here's what I figured out after all these years in ACN. We do 3 things. We get customers, we build teams, and we promote the events. If you get good at one of them, you can make a little bit of money. If you get good at 2 of them, you can make a little more money. But if you can get really good at those 3 core elements of ACN, which is all we do, you can go to the top of the company, where you can have and take advantage of an extraordinary opportunity with extraordinary rewards that can give you an extraordinary lifestyle, because you've developed extraordinary belief with extraordinary work ethic, with extraordinary resilience. And now you have extraordinary vision and extraordinary stick-to-itiveness when you stuck around when people didn't, because you have extraordinary commitment to the reason you said you were going to do ACN and you were going to win at it. To me, that is a recipe for success. To me, that is a recipe for someone to win. To me, I just put my email in the chat. So by the way, I told you it's going to sell out. It's 2 people, 2 rooms, 2 nights, 3 days, 2 nights, 2 people, 2 beds, resort fee, taxes, fees, surcharges, training, booklets, everything, $400. Not 400 per person, 400 for 2. Like, give me a break, and everything is done. So email me if you want. Mr. Thomas, here's the thing that Al, in the last month, I want them to understand something. in the last month and in this next month in September, and I don't know what your answer is going to be, by the way, this is a totally off the cuff. Would you tell me, just like you and I were having a conversation in front of all of them, where have you been in the last month building your business, and where are you going over the course of this next month? You guys, please listen to his answers. I don't know what his answer is. I don't know Mr. Thomas's schedule, but I want you guys to hear something. Mr. T, would you mind sharing that?
All right, let's start off with Dallas. Let's go to Nashville. Let's see, Dallas on the 3rd, Nashville on the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Ooh. And then I went to Florida for 4 days and out the country. Then I went to Austin on the 12th. I went to South Carolina on the 18th and 19th, and then out of the country to Panama. Just got back this morning at 2:30 in the morning from Panama, and I'm heading out again today to another disclosed out of the country location. And then I come back and I land back in Miami for a few more days, and that will wind up my month. And then Savannah, Georgia. 7 or 8.
I counted 9. I counted 9. So here's what some of you are thinking. Well, he's an SVP and he's getting to travel out of the country and vacation and do this and do that. Let me tell you something. You're missing it. The majority of those things, I can guarantee you those were work related. And I would not be one bit surprised if every single one of them had some sort of business work, expanding my organization in every single one of those stops.
Exactly.
That's 9 places, multiple times out of the country in a 6-week period. And we're trying to figure out how to do this business. He's showing you how to do it. Well, I don't have the ability to do that. Figure it out. What did we talk about last week? One of the things that leaders do, they are resourceful. You figure it out. Well, how am I going to get my team there? Figure it out. You figured your life out thus far, right? I just got a message from one of our leaders about Tahoe. Awesome. I'll see you tonight. Perfect. You guys, like, no joke. We have an opportunity for you to advance your business in a really significant way. And I have a screenshot to share with you guys. You can copy this or you can keep this screenshot if you want. I think it's really good. Okay. You guys ever have those people that say, well, how much time is this going to take? Like, it's going to take a lot of time. You got to take time off of work, and the national. It's all the way in Orlando, and Tahoe. You guys do it in the middle of the week. Why don't you do it in the weekend? The reason we don't do it on the weekend is because it's more expensive for everybody. You figure it out. So go ahead and screenshot this if you want. But I believe in this. If you want to buy things without having to look at the price, then you need to work without having to look at the clock. How much time do I have to put into this? Like, how much can I make? How much do you want to make? How much time is this going to take? I don't know. Leaders pretty much think that it just takes until the job is done. I mean, that's the way I look at it. If you want to buy things without having to look at the price, then work without having to look at the clock. And what did it say at the bottom? What does it say? Read that again. I've been to an event. I've been to a national. I get it. The idea is to build from event to event. The idea is to build from leadership to leadership, because what was difficult in the beginning becomes simple in the end because of the repetition of learning how to do the things that create the skill set that you need to advance your business. And then this becomes read and react. Thank you. Got a call. Fabulous. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means got a call. Okay. If you have a call coming in. Okay. I didn't know what that meant. Anyway, you guys, I hope that today was helpful. Did you guys get anything out of today? Awesome. There's an extraordinary opportunity with extraordinary rewards and an extraordinary lifestyle, and that can absolutely happen for you. And it just requires extraordinary belief, extraordinary work ethic, extraordinary resilience, extraordinary vision, extraordinary stick-to-itiveness, and extraordinary commitment. Talent not required. That will happen over time. And your talent will be developed. That's what I got for you, Mr. T.